Tim Collins with Cullman today. I'm down in the offices of Melvin Hasting, attorney here in Cullman. Melvin, you were running for circuit judge. Actually, it's a big move for you.
It's a big move from being an attorney, moving into the circuit judge spot. It's a pretty big move, yes, sir.
It is indeed. Well, I'm going to ask you the three questions I've asked elected officials and challengers to various offices throughout the county. The first one is, what in your background makes you qualified to take on the role of circuit judge if you should win?
A circuit judge, the minimum requirements is to be an attorney, a licensed attorney in Alabama, and then to have at least 5 years of experience. And that's really the minimum qualifications to be a circuit judge. So I've been practicing law for 16 years. I have tried cases, conducted every kind of jury trial or non-jury trial, landline disputes, divorce cases, workers' comp cases. I've done them. I've done various cases all over the state of Alabama, whether it be, I've been as far as north, as far as Huntsville and Florence. I've tried cases in Scottsboro, Russellville, Winston County, Walker County, Morgan County, all the surrounding counties, Jefferson County, Montgomery County, all the way down to Mobile. So I have a lot of trial experience, and as a circuit court judge, that's very important because you are presiding and conducting the trials, giving the instructions for jury trials, making rulings on evidence, whether it's admissible or non-admissible, and just overseeing the whole trial process. So all of that's important. Also, a circuit judge, they have authority over a lot of things that deals with people's daily lives. For instance, in divorce cases, they deal with your personal property, your real property, how that stuff gets divided and all, and that is a very important decision that they make. As I tell people out on the campaign trail, I've had to work hard for what I've got. Nothing's been given to me, and so I have an understanding of when people, I say they're fighting, but when they're making arguments and pleading, judge, let me have this, let me have that, why it is important to them. Their 401ks, their cars and houses, and how you split that stuff. Also raised 3 kids. I understand how important it is for parents to be involved in kids' lives as much as possible. You know, you may have a couple that can't be husband and wife, but they sure can be, they still going to be parents, and that is important too. So I have an understanding of that. I have a respect for that. And I think bringing all of that experience in together, where I've been, where I came from, what I've done, and what I've accomplished, it qualifies me to be a circuit judge.
Gotcha. Well, you've ran for office in the past, so you have some idea how to campaign, but every race is different. What's your plans to campaign and get out the vote for Melvin Hasting in this election?
When I ran for this office in 2006, I was the first Republican to ever run for this office in Cullman County, and that was a very close race. Judge Hardiman's in there. He was the incumbent, had been elected 2 or 3 times. Narrowly lost that race. In 2012, I was one of 5 candidates, I think it was, that ran this race. There's no probably to it. I sit down a lot when I should have been up and going. So what I've done this time different is to make sure, number one, that I reach as many people as I can. And number 2 is to set out, what can I do different? Why should people select me rather than anyone else to be a circuit judge? I want to set out, what can we do, what can help benefit Cullman, and just get the message out. So that's what I'm doing different now. I get out and talk to people and meet as many as I can and answer as much questions as I can. It's going to be impossible to see everyone, but I'm willing anytime somebody wants to talk to me about the issues in this campaign that we're going to do it. So to answer your question is, I am getting out and talking and setting a message and distinguishing myself from my opponent.
Follow you. Now let's assume, and fast forward here a little bit, that you were able to win this election. The question is, what kind of a judge will Melvin Hasting be sitting in the circuit court? What can people expect?
Number 1 is to follow the law. That's very important. And the reason that is important is because a lot of the cases in front of you, that is an issue. What is the law, and how does it apply this set of facts? And you have to follow the law to do that. Second of all, people are frustrated. I know, because I've been all over Cullman County. It's the same frustration as now. It seems to be more than it has in the past, but it's still the same frustration. They feel like, why is these cases taking so long? Why is the court so slow? Why are we not getting things done? So I have some ideas. I'll give you one example. We have, and I explain this almost every time I go to any group of people asking me questions. We have in Cullman jury weeks. We have usually 5, maybe 6 jury weeks when it's civil jury weeks, and that is car wreck cases and things like that, civil jury week. Then we have about the same number, 5 or 6 criminal jury weeks in a year's time. And there are many times, once we get to those civil and criminal jury weeks, that cases are resolved, the cases that are set are not ready, they're continued, they're moved on, whatever else. And we bring juries up here on Monday morning, they sit here for a couple, 3 hours, go home, and then that's the rest of the week, it's all done. We also have times when there are juries brought up here and they're tried, cases are tried 1 or 2 days. They're done by Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday morning, the rest of the week's taken off. And so the rest of the cases get postponed. So we can do better than that. We can do better than that by combining civil and criminal jury weeks. Because a jury don't have to be qualified to hear a criminal case or civil case, whatever else. You just got to have 12 people that are qualified. Have a jury pool so you can get 12 people qualified to hear whatever type of case is brought out there. Winston County does it a lot, and there's some other counties that does it. So what that requires is the judge to take the initiative, get with the DA's office, get with the attorneys on these jury dockets, whether it be criminal dockets or some of these civil cases that we know are going to have to be tried, and sit down and say, all right, on this week, we're going to try these criminal cases. If they get resolved, we don't have an issue, you need to be ready to do these civil cases, and we can get that done. And so I want to work on getting some cases done. We have, as you know, when we've talked about, there are murder cases that's 4 and 5 years old. There's probably car wreck cases 3, 4, 5 years old. There are things that we can move forward and get done. Another something that's very important to me, because I'm a victim of crime myself, is the restitution and stuff with some of these criminal cases that come up. Well, a lot of these criminal cases come up. There are cases that's 10, 12, 15 years old where people has pled guilty or done something, been convicted of property crimes. The victims are out there, still owed the money, they ain't been a dime paid. Even newer cases, the victims haven't been paid. I want to take steps to make sure that while these people, number one, are going to pay their payments, and number two, when they pay their payments, the victims need to be taken care of too. Whether it means, hey, if I can order restitution first, I want to order restitution first. I don't know, AOC, the Administrative Office of Courts, may say you can't do that. You can order the amount of money. It's got to be court-appointed monies first, court fines and fees second, restitution third. I don't know how it's set out, but if I can order restitution paid first, I want to order restitution paid first, or at least the payments can be divided so that the victims are getting half their money. That's some things that could happen. Another thing, the biggest thing I want to do, because I know this is the biggest issue, is doing what I can to protect Cullman County. I love Cullman County. Cullman County is a safe place. I want it to be a safe place. We do have murders. We do have things going on. But we're going to have to be serious about looking at who we put in prison and who we release. You know, sending somebody to prison that's taking drugs and letting a burglar go, or letting someone breaking in the house, or letting robbers go, or just pure criminals that's just going to keep on habitual offenders go free is not the way to do it. That is not going to keep Cullman safe, and we're going to fix that. If I get elected in Cullman County, I know what happens. People in Cullman County are sending a message. They're sending a message to the court system. And I got the message. I understand the message.
Mr. Hasting, any last words, last thoughts?
No, I can't win this campaign by myself. I'm doing everything I can. I go night and day. I go every day. I try to find me some place to go where I can see 20, 30, 40 people, 50 people. I do it at nighttime as much as I can. I try to get around all the towns and councils that I can and meet as many people as I can. There's no way in 2 months I can cover this. But I just want people to know, if you know me, I feel like you trust me, I'm going to do what I say, what I'm saying that I'm going to do. I promise you. If I don't, I hope you, if I win this race, you don't let me win again. You let me up. I'm going to do it, but I need everybody's help. I need people to spread the word.
Mr. Hasting, thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it very much, and good luck on the campaign.
Thank you, sir.